within the spectrum of this West Asia war. Brent crude prices have turned positive as supply disruptions from Gulf producer outages to fresh attacks on regional energy infrastructure outweighed the pressure from Iraq's resumption of pipeline exports to Turkey's Ceyhan port. With no signs of de-escalation in the Iran conflict, benchmark Brent future prices have settled above $100 per barrel for the past 4 sessions. Raymond Vickery, coming back to you, do you think there is going to be an alternative solution to the global oil crisis? We've seen countries after countries restraining themselves from usage of energy, especially the smaller countries, developing countries that are struggling. 4-day weeks, they're rationing petrol and diesel, LPG, and this seems to be the problem that is left no country, no continent untouched. Also, do you think this is going to be a benefit for Russia in supplying its crude?
Well, answering the first question, the last question first, there's no doubt that this is something in favor of Russia. Russia, of course, committed at that time the worst transgression of the UN Charter provisions of non-aggression when it attacked Ukraine, and one had hoped that there would be some sort of coordinated approach that would bring economic pressure through the export of oil against Russia and have them modify their behavior in regard to the use of violence. Unfortunately, what's happened is that the legitimization of what Russia has done has been accomplished by now what the United States and Israel are doing together. And it further benefits Russia because they are dependent upon exports of oil and gas to fuel not only their domestic needs, but their war machine. There is plenty of gas and oil in the world, but the problem is, and it was perfectly foreseeable by the Donald Trump administration, but not heeded, it's foreseeable that you're going to have these dislocations, and they're not going to go away anytime soon. The world supply of oil has been built up, the mechanisms for the supply chain, the markets over a long period of time. It has required international cooperation to do that.
Right.
Unfortunately, this has been thrown out the window and will benefit Russia.
All right. The International Atomic Energy Agency Chief Rafael Grossi has now said that he does not know the status of the new uranium enrichment facility in Isfahan that is in an underground nuclear complex. It is underground, but we haven't visited it yet, is what Grossi said, as he is in Washington for a conference and will hold talks with US President Donald Trump's administration officials. Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta, let's understand from you with regards to the IAEA, the measures it needs to take, the monitoring that needs to done, and do you think it is being overruled by the US administration?
Megha, it is now quite well known actually, that Iran has approximately 450 kilograms of enriched uranium up to 60%. Weapon grade uranium needs approximately 90% enrichment. Now, there are speculative reports. Some people say that Iran has scientific manpower and technology to enrich the uranium up to 90% within a few months, if not longer. So, and if not longer, they can, definitely enrich within 3 to 4 months. This Isfahan facility was not under the supervision of International Atomic Energy Commission. And obviously, that is why Grossi has told this public statement that they did not know what was the state of uranium there. Now, it
Okay.
is also very true that Iran has been storing the enriched uranium in the mountainous places which are completely hidden and which are deep down, under the ground. And it is therefore not easily possible to ascertain what was the total quantum and what was the, percentage of enrichment. So I would suspect that the Israeli intelligence, which has gone so deep in Iran, has to be true because they had minute-to-minute intelligence of their leadership, their movements, and they have, targeted their scientists and their leadership in a precise manner. I'm sure their information about the enrichment of Iranian, uranium should be right, and I believe that Iran is capable of enriching weapon-grade uranium within a few months, and that
All
is a
right.
danger which everybody sees around.
Okay, shifting our focus to other news. White House now issued a statement on counterterrorism operations saying that Joe Kent's resignation saying he wasn't